So there is this popular Yoruba phrase that says Ori Ekwe bi ALAJO SOMOLU, meaning you are as intelligent as the thrift collector in SOMOLU. So here is the story behind it. Before the existence of bank, people entrusted their savings with thrift collectors, also known as ALAJO. It's a popular way of saving money from the 1920s and even up to today. One of them stood out in Lagos and operated with integrity. His name is Taiwo Olunaike Alpheus, popularly known as ALAJO SOMOLU. And even though this Gen Z generation has advanced the style to be online thrift contribution like WhatsApp groups, the fact still remains that Taiwo Olunaike was the godfather of thrift contributions. So this is the beautiful story of Taiwo Olunaike aka ALAJO SOMOLU, the man who had no computer knowledge, not to talk of using a balance sheet or running an Excel file, but he was so good with counting and keeping money. He displayed accountability, honesty and faithfulness at its finest form. So this man was born triplets to an average family in a small village in Isoyin, not far from Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, in the year 1915. And it was at the time when multiple births was considered to be taboo in the land. So one of the triplets was sacrificed to the gods and the second one died at infancy. So Mr. Taiwo was the only surviving child out of the triplets as at the time. He seems to be destined as a glorious child and the one who would later lift the name of the family. So Taiwo Olunaike moved to Lagos at the very early age of 12 to further his education in 1927. He first enrolled at the St. John School, Aroloya, and then at the Christ Church Cathedral School, where he took his first school leaving certificate in 1934. And then 2 years later in 1936, he started learning tailoring work and as an apprentice under a neighborhood tailor named Rojayi. He went on to spend at least 9 years in the occupation before he became independent and he started his own petty work as a tailor. Then in 1950, he followed his uncle on a commercial trip to Cameroon. That was when he first learned the process of thrift collection from a Cameroon neighbor, and within a period of 4 years, he had understood the in and out of the business already. The thrift collection business was a kind of microfinance banking where clients contribute daily, weekly or monthly, and the collector takes the first contribution as their own. That is how they get their own money from it. The business is called ALAJO in Yoruba, Isusu in Igbo and Akawo in Hausa. He soon became an expert in thrift collection in Cameroon that he thought about taking his trade back to Nigeria, Lagos precisely. So when he finally returned back to Lagos after 4 years, he commenced his own thrift contributions in the heart of SOMOLU, a very popular area in Lagos as at the time. At first, when he started, people didn't trust him enough as they thought he would run away with their money. But as he began to show integrity and faithfulness, they began to entrust their savings with him. The most interesting thing about Taiwo Olunaike was that firstly, he had the brain of a computer and a calculator combined. He was so good and accurate in calculation that he could recall transactions, their dates and the details without reference to any document. If you have any savings with him and you come across him on the road asking him how much you have contributed so far, he will tell you the exact amount that you have and the last time you made a deposit without him checking his book at all. Secondly, he often pay back contributors the exact amount and coins they contributed to him. So if you gave him a rusted coin or a note previously, he would return the exact coin to you whenever you want to collect your savings back from him. So his accountability in the business brought about a popular Yoruba phrase which says Ori Ekwe bi ALAJO SOMOLU tó f'odidi ọdún mẹ́ta gbàjọ láìkọ orúkọ ẹnìkankan sílẹ̀ tí kò sì ṣe owó kó fún ẹnìkankan, meaning you are as intelligent as ALAJO SOMOLU, who collected thrift for 3 years without writing down a single name and never made a single mistake in paying back his customers. So as time goes on, his name changed from ALAJO Ujo, meaning daily thrift contributor, to ALAJO SOMOLU, the thrift collector in SOMOLU. So he was previously called ALAJO Ujo, then later called ALAJO SOMOLU. As he continued to win the hearts of people in SOMOLU with his integrity, he became the #1 thrift collector in places like Mile 12, Baba Olosha, Ojuwoye, Awolowo, Oyingbo, and SOMOLU Market, all in Lagos. He continued with the business until in 2010 when he was 95 years old and could no longer go out. He was forced to retire from the business by his children and grandchildren. But the people of SOMOLU and its axis still come to deposit their savings in his house in Bariga. He later died on August 11, 2012 and was buried a month later at the Church of Nigerian Cathedral, Isoyin, Ijebu, in Ogun State, where he was born. So Mr. Taiwo Olunaike, who was the only surviving child out of the triplets, went on to live for almost a century and lifted the name of his family in a glorious way. So it is safe to say that good name is better than riches.